Across Africa, women are the heartbeat of our communities. Yet, despite making up half of the continent's population, they often face systemic barriers that limit their potential. Limited access to education, financial exclusion, gender-based violence, and underrepresentation in public leadership roles continue to hinder their progress. But change is possible. Introducing the African Women's Empowerment Program, also known as AWEP. AWEP is a bold initiative by the African Union Development Agency designed to dismantle systemic barriers and unlock the capital, social, and political power of Africa's women and girls. AWEP's foundation is built from the aspiration of the African Union's Development Agency, EUD-NEPAD, which tackles critical social, economic, and political challenges across the continent. Advancing gender equality and empowering women and girls is a key focus area for the African Union Development Agency. Through initiatives like the NEPAD Spanish Fund for African Women's Empowerment, we have directly impacted the lives and livelihood of over 1.2 million women across 38 countries through 78 projects by providing grants and opportunities for urban and rural women to thrive. Building on this momentum, the African Union Development Agency is launching the African Women's Empowerment Program. AWEP's mission and intervention are anchored on three main pillars. First pillar, advancing women's economic empowerment. Second pillar, supporting the mental health of women and scaling up positive masculinity initiatives. Third pillar, strengthening women's leadership in the public sector. AWEP is also involved in research, advocacy, and mass communication, which are cross-cutting activities across the three pillars. The first pillar focuses on advancing women's economic empowerment, and this is exactly what AWEP seeks to address by tackling gender disparity, mapping and formalizing women's collective to build women-owned bank, strengthening gender-responsive budgeting, and strengthening gender-responsive public procurement, delivering financial literacy program to girls in schools and women in rural communities, and expanding access to credit and digital financial tools.
This program has really helped me a lot. Through this program, I was able to restructure my mother's catering business. We don't only do physical buy and sell, but then we do online business and we do big orders. I've been able to extend it to where I teach and even to where I use school at the University of Professional Studies. So indeed, this program has really helped me a lot. I'm looking forward to expand the business wider.
The second pillar of AWEP supports the mental health of women, particularly those who have been through traumatic experience, such as survivors of gender-based violence, widows, refugees, internally displaced persons, women with disabilities. And AWEP also promotes positive masculinity because we believe in the power of engaging boys and men in gender-based violence prevention and scaling those efforts continent-wide.
Violence against women and girls is perpetuated mostly by men. And even though, yes, many other men might not condone the violence, therefore we have to involve the perpetrators themselves. We have to involve men themselves in this battle, in this pushback against the gender-based violence. This is really, really important. And at the African Union Commission, we basically used the positive masculinity lens to mobilize the leadership of the AU, the heads of states who have now formed a circle of champions on positive masculinity.
Getting the men involved as agents of change, this provides an opportunity to have conversations with men about how they construct their social identities, how they construct their masculine identities, and if the construction of these masculine identities empathizes with women empowerment and gender equality and is less about domination and control, then yes, we might have an opportunity to take this conversation about promoting women empowerment and gender equality to another level.
The third pillar strengthens women leadership in the public sector. AWEP seeks to mentor and coach those women leaders in the public sector and political space through, number one, facilitating capacity building workshops for women leaders that will involve current and former African heads of states, both male and female. Number two, by amplifying the success stories of women in the public sector.
Now we meet political leaders, female political leaders, and those in the public and private space, influential, and they are meeting upcoming emerging leaders. And there's a mentorship, there's also quite a lot of exchange of knowledge, practices, tools, and methods. So for AWEP, AWEP program to be involved in such, it means they really have an eye for the future to see who's going to lead next, who's going to transition into leadership, who's going to actually take the baton from these leaders. So we've partnered female ministers from across Africa to young upcoming political female leaders, and they are enjoying this space of really getting access to ministers. AWEP just fuel all of that to happen seamlessly.
An Africa where women are financially included, economically empowered, healed from trauma, and where their leadership is recognized and celebrated at every level of society. That is the Africa we want. AWEP is not just another program. It is an investment toward realizing this future today. It is a commitment to dignity, equality, and prosperity for African women. And it is a call to action, because when women rise, Africa rises.